Hello, my name is John Sayer, Technical Marketing Manager, Civil Infrastructure here at Autodesk. Today I would like to talk about one of the What's New features in AutoCAD Civil 3D 2016, data exchange between Autodesk AutoCAD Civil 3D and Autodesk Infraworks 360. The ability to bring Autodesk Infraworks 360 data into Autodesk AutoCAD Civil 3D by referencing a local Infraworks 360 model has been integrated in 2016. The feature has been enhanced with the ability to bring Autodesk Infraworks 360 bridges into AutoCAD Civil 3D as 3D solids. This enables a user to take preliminary design efficiently into a design environment and then back to Autodesk Infraworks 360 for more accurate visualization of a project. Let's step through a couple of examples. So let's just talk about the initial data migration between Civil 3D and Infraworks 360. So let's move in here and let's add a road. Let's add a design road real quick. So I'm going to go up and I'm going to select design road. Just use a local road here. And I'm just going to throw some geometry on real quick. We'll get it where we think it needs to be, and then we'll kind of adjust it in Civil 3D. Now we can not only put in horizontal geometry, but we can also look at the vertical aspect of the design. So once we've got it laid in horizontally, we didn't quite meet up there. Need to actually drag that to the center. All right, so once we've got our road horizontally placed, we can actually look at the verticals. So let's look at what it came in as whenever we drew it horizontally, and it looks like it's in a lot of fill, or at least it's in fill. So let's edit the profile of this road. So let's go back to modify roadway design. Let's select profile view, and I'm going to add a PI right here in my vertical profile. Once the PI is added, I'll grab the PI and I'll move it down to where our road will be in a cut in this area. Once updated, I'm going to grab the PI that's further down the road, and I'm going to raise it up so it looks like it's in some fill. Now these are PIs, so I'm not going to add a vertical curve at this time. I'm going to do that in Civil 3D when we migrate the data across. So what we do is go ahead and close Infraworks, and we will open Civil 3D. Once Civil 3D is open, we will go right up to the Insert tab on the ribbon, and we will select Open an Infraworks 360 model. We have the ability to select the actual SQL database file or the actual model itself, the Infraworks files, to bring them into Civil 3D. So let's go out and select that model. What it's going to do is it's going to ask us for a coordinate system, so we have to be sure that our Infraworks model is set to a coordinate system, and it's set right here at California 83 2F. Okay, and I'm going to actually tell it I just want a certain area. So I'm going to hit select area here, and it's going to go out and show me the Bing map of the entire Infraworks model. Once that's there, I can actually pick just what I want to see. So I'm just going to pick this area right here. In doing that, I've selected my area. I'm now also able to refine down a selection set. So here's everything that's inside of that rectangle. So I've got all the different planning roads, design roads, intersections, things of that nature, coverages. I'm going to keep it pretty simple. I'm going to leave the surfaces. I'm going to take off the planning roads, not bring any of those in. I'm only going to bring in one road. That's my 51 is my design road. Take out the intersections for right now, and I'll take off the coverages and the water areas. I hit OK, and then I'll hit Open Model. That may not seem like we brought in much, but we're just going to bring in what we want to use and modify, just for now. So I'm going to turn off my map, and you can see that I have grading and some coverage areas and some surfaces that are here. So what I'm going to do is throw the profile out here so you can see it. Once this profile is in the drawing, then we can start to make changes. We could change the horizontal location of the curve, so I could select that curve and I could make it a longer curve, and it updates. I could actually grab the PI and move the position of the PI of the curve, and it updates. Okay, and let's go ahead and we'll make this curve a little bit bigger. And we'll move its location. It's not wanting to move too much because it's running into another PI. So what we could, or actually another curve. So after we've made our modifications, we need to make for the horizontal, we need to make sure our vertical looks like what we want. So I'm going to grab this blue line right here. This blue line is my vertical profile. I know that by looking at my contextual tab in my ribbon. It's profile 51. So first thing I want to do is I'm going to bring and kind of widen out that vertical curve a little bit. I'm going to do the same thing on the other end. And then I'm going to grab the PI here and I'm going to bring it closer down to the existing ground. It doesn't need to have that much fill. All right, and we'll do the same thing here. We'll bring this back up. We don't need to have that much cut. Matter of fact, yeah, we'll just bring that to here. We have to be sure that since we moved our horizontal alignment that the end of our profile is touching, so I'm just going to grab it and move it out to the end. I'll double check the beginning, make sure of that also. Now that we've got the horizontal and vertical set the way we want, we need to go ahead and build a corridor. So I'm going to just throw in from our tool palette the primary road full section so that we have an assembly to run through. You would want to modify this to be the correct pavement widths and everything. We're just gonna add it to the corridor today and just grade it. So I'll select corridor and we'll say that this is the new road. We're using our 51 alignment, our 51 profile, and our full road section, being sure that we are daylighting to the existing ground. Okay, once the corridor is built, then I will select it and I'll go ahead and build a corridor surface. So we will add the top links and we'll give the overhang correction to top links. We'll go ahead and add a boundary for the corridor boundary. So now we have a corridor and we have grading. So you can see it does vary from where it used to be. This is the surface that we brought in from Infraworks 360, and we have our new surface that we have modified, adding a design to our project. So I'm going to save this out. So I'm going to hit save and we'll save it out. Call it new road. And then we will close Civil 3D. Go ahead and open Infraworks 360 back up and we'll select our model. We'll zoom in. We'll pick our road and we'll delete it. And then we will add our Civil 3D drawing as a data source. I'm going to pick Autodesk AutoCAD Civil 3D drawing as my data source. We'll pick our new road drawing. It's the one we just saved. And you'll see that it connects the data sources and it adds them to our data source tree. Now, once it's added the data sources, we need to tell it what we want to include or exclude. So I'm not going to bring in my existing ground. It's already here, or any of the other surfaces. All I want is my corridor, my roads, and my new corridor surface and coverages. I'll hit OK. And then I will configure all three of the new data sources. Hit close and refresh. And here's the new location of my road. And you can see has taken on the effect of the different vertical that I added in Civil 3D. Now, we talked a little bit about being able to bring in bridges that were created in Infraworks 360 and populate them as AutoCAD solids inside of Civil 3D. So let's close this model and let's open up my bridge design model here in Infraworks 360. Now, the reason I'm opening this, I'm just going to show you real quick what we're looking at. This is a new proposed road that is going to cross over this highway, and it's going to connect this road here on the east to this road here on the west. And you can see that we do have a bridge here and we have a bridge here. So let's connect to this model in AutoCAD Civil 3D and then create a profile and project these bridges onto that profile. So I'm going to close Infraworks, open Civil 3D back up, And I'll go directly to the Insert tab of my ribbon, and I'll select Open InfraWorks 360 Model. Go out and select that bridge design model from InfraWorks 360, and we'll set our coordinate system the same way that we did in the last part of the demo. We'll tell it to use the InfraWorks 360 model coordinate system, which has been, this one's been set to CA83.5 in feet. And I'll just select the area of interest, and the same result will happen. It'll open up Bing Maps and move to the limits of my model. We will zoom into the area. There we are. So I'll put a rectangle where I want it to come in, and I will go ahead and just tell it to open the model. All right, so it brought in the information that I asked it to bring in. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn off my map, and I can see there's my roadway. It's got my finished grade and the grade on the road itself. It's got the existing ground, and we've got our bridges. So I can select one of these bridges, and you can look at it in the object viewer, and it is the bridge from InfraWorks 360. It's in an AutoCAD solids form. So what can we do with this? Well, if I wanted to throw out a profile real quick, just to start to talk conversation about design and make sure that we had things where they needed to be design-wise for this road, be sure would be nice to be able to throw the actual bridge itself into the profile. So we can do that very quickly inside of Civil 3D after the AutoCAD solids come in from InfraWorks 360. So I'm going to just throw a profile out here real quick. Create a surface profile. Hit Draw on Profile View. And throw it out. And you can see, here's my proposed design for my roadway. It's got a couple of surfaces. It's got the proposed surface that's including the bridges, and it's got the existing ground here. So I can erase the proposed surface. All we really need is just this design profile. And now I'm going to add the bridges, projecting them onto the profile, and hit OK. Now, shows us a nice picture of our bridge. All right, so let's throw the other bridge in. So we'll do the same thing. We'll go back up to Profile View and Project Objects to Profile View. And we'll select the Profile View again, change the style. And you can see the other piece of the bridge come in. Now, if we're looking for visualization, or we're looking for a better, crisper view of this in profile, we can always change our visual style to like a conceptual style, and it will give you a nice, sharp, crisp image of that bridge. So very quickly, we're able to bring in and add the bridges from InfraWorks 360 directly into Civil 3D and start to use them for not only visualization, we're able to start using them to make design decisions, and we're able to accurately show how they're going to look in Profile View once we have our design profile set. I hope you enjoyed the presentation and have a great day.